Hello Pels, I am Jodan54, and I am here to do another commentary on one of my best battles ever. And first let me add a little insight to this. Now, in the Battle Maison, with the super single battles in the Battle Maison, they're actually, like, legitimately competitive and pretty tough to beat, even with a good competitive team. And I have to take a break right here, because I'm almost... Okay, I'm back. Anyways, the insight that I was going to provide with before my camera started flashing red was that there were a number of Pokemon that would KO my entire team every time. A prime example of that is Ferrothorn, which is pretty obvious. Personally, I think Ferrothorn is the most annoying Pokemon ever. It will Leech Seed you. It will use Protect. It might Toxic you. It will also Ingrain. And if you don't have a Fire-type move on your team, it's unstoppable. Except for that one time where I was able to KO it and then forgot to save it as a battle video. Another one is Dragonite, which sometimes it's a super oddball Dragonite that knows stuff like Thunder Wave and Ice Beam. But probably the most infamous one was Magmortar, which can know Barrier and other moves that can just destroy my team, whether it's slowly or quickly. It's insane. So we are going to start this battle without further ado. And this battle is actually really long. I think there's 49 turns in this fight. As for the replay system itself, I'm not really a big fan of it because there's no pause button, only a stop button. So, Sylveon's there. Send it out against Magmortar right away. It uses Barrier to sharply raise its defense, but I use Moonblast. Now, as soon as Magmortar appeared on the screen, I'm like, that thing is going down! Because it had just crushed my team a few battles back. I finally came back for revenge against it. Now what it does is it confuses you and sweeps your whole team with your own confusion. That's what it did last time. And I was on the verge of releasing one of my Pokemon from frustration. No, I'm not on a Wonderlock or Nuzlocke or whatever. I don't do those. Intentionally. So I do hurt myself in my confusion. So then he gets me with Earthquake again. And it KOs me. Things aren't looking too good for my team right now, so I send out my Metagross. Normally this would be a stupid option considering he's a fire type that also knows Earthquake, but I have a weakness policy on my Metagross. And it also has very high defenses. Honestly, Metagross naturally has very high everything, but still. Plus my Metagross also knows Earthquake. Due to Barrier, there was a slightly smaller chance it would KO it, but I did, because I'm not having any of Magmortar's crap. I'm not having any of Dragonite's crap either. It Thunder Waves me, so then I'm paralyzed and confused, but I'm still able to use Meteor Mash, because like I said, I'm not having any of this. Yeah, this Dragonite is such an oddball. It knows Thunder Wave, Ice Beam, and Roost. And Rock Slide. So, I am confused, but I don't hurt myself, but I am paralyzed. So then Rock Slide. So, I'm paralyzed, I'm confused, and there's a chance of me flinching. But then I snap out of confusion. And instantly just try to destroy it with Meteor Mash. trying to dock down power points for Roost, because Roost is not unlimited, nor is any other Pokemon move. So as long as I keep just surviving these hits, and it keeps using Roost, I can slowly but surely bring it down. Move this a bit. So, quickly, I switch tactics because Roost cannot protect itself from poison by flinch. So I decide that since my Metagross knows Sludge Bomb, if I can poison it, that might give me the edge that would ultimately lead to its demise. I avoid Rock Slide because I'm not having any of his crap. And then I successfully poison Dragonite, getting him down to yellow health. Obviously he uses Roost, but it doesn't even bring him back to full health. It gets close, but no cigar. So the poison keeps bringing down his health, which helps with me. Keeps using Rock Slide, which really doesn't do much. But I keep flinching, plus I'm paralyzed. So I'm at the disadvantage of using moves, but it's at the disadvantage of health, due to the fact that it's poison. And I keep being unable to move, but at this moment I was not worried at all. I knew the poison was going to eventually bring it down, along with me using moves, and I just bumped the camera. So then I go back to Meteor Mash. Ugh. So then I keep trying to deal damage, because I know that Roost will eventually stop being able to bring it back to full health. And with the combined forces of my Meteor Mash and Poison, it shouldn't last a chance. But it ends up lasting a chance. But it doesn't win. Spoilers. And so it roosts again. Should be pretty low on power points by now. And one of these turns I switch tactics and go to Psychic so I can save power points on Meteor Mash. Is it this turn? Is it? Is it? Is it? Is it? No. Maybe it's next turn. So I keep hitting him with Meteor Mash, trying to nail him down. Keep getting him down to yellow health for very short-lived periods of time. And he keeps recovering. Then I switch tactics and go to Psychic, because there's a chance of me being able to lower his special defense, which will increase the rate of damage for Psychic. So then he uses Roost again. By now, it should be very low on power points, if not lost. I don't know. I haven't seen this battle video in a while, so yeah. Keep nailing him with Poison. And as evidenced from Rock Slide, which I avoided, but then I was paralyzed, so it didn't really matter. He is now out of power points for Roost, and forced to use Rock Slide. Now it's a race against me and him to see who will KO who first. He just barely lives with the poison and the damage. Has a berry that lets it move first, which really doesn't have any effect at all, considering I'm paralyzed and he would move first anyway. But then I flinch. But then the poison takes him down. And he sends out Bronzong. Bronzong is really weird in the Battle Maison. It's probably the most helpless Pokemon you'll ever fight in the Super Single battles. Now, I just used Earthquake because there's a chance that it didn't have the Levitate ability, but it does. So I'm forced to use Meteor Mash and or Psychic to try to take it down. and I keep getting hit by Gyro Ball. Meteor Mash, but he avoids it. And he keeps using Gyro Ball, because that's the only move that can do damage to me. But since I'm so slow, and he's way faster than me, and Gyro Ball does more damage depending on how much slower you are than your foe, it's doing literally pretty much no damage to me. The rain stops. I can't do much of anything to him. He can't do much of anything to me. And it becomes pretty much an epic stall war. I keep nailing him some more, hoping to get that special defense lowered, so I can do slightly more damage to him. Because Earthquake won't affect him because of Levitate, and Poison won't affect, and Sludge Bomb, since it's a Poison type, won't affect him because he's a Steel type. But then I got the special defense lowered, which may or may not come into effect later on. So I do slightly more damage with Psychic, then he Trick Rooms me. So I attack first, which may or may not help him with Gyro Ball. Either that or he's out of power points, I don't remember. But he does have a Citrus Berry, which is really annoying. Yet he uses Trick Room again, so it's clear that he's really running out of power points for a lot of stuff. He keeps using Trick Room, and Trick Room will always attack last, fun fact. It'll attack after Vital Throw, after Focus Punch, after all those things. So, keeps using Trick Room. Twisted Dimensions return to normal, and then he uses Rain Dance. So then it starts to rain, but I'm paralyzed. Keep getting paralyzed. Eventually, Eventually, since I keep getting paralyzed, so I won't have to dock power points from moves, it's gonna boil down to who struggles first. But it doesn't even get to that. Obviously, my Metagross is incredibly low on health. I can't move. But then Hypnosis happens. That's the move he was saving for. I use Psychic one last time, and then he hypnosizes my Metagross, but it fails. And that would be because I'm paralyzed. And just for gits and jiggles, I send out my shiny Arbok. Now obviously Sucker Punch isn't going to do anything because he doesn't have any attacking moves left. He misses with Hypnosis twice in a row, but then I get him with Iron Tail. He flinches! There's that Arbok sweep coming back in again. I get him with Iron Tail again, lowering his defense, setting it all up for the final blow, but then he puts me to sleep. Metagross is still alive, so even if this failed with Arbok, I would be totally fine. He keeps using Hypnosis because he's low on power points, but then Arbok comes in with the Iron Tail, and down goes Bronzong. Because I did not have any of that. That was probably my most satisfying battle ever. See you in the next episode where I take on the Poké Bros. Bye-bye.